All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. My name is Duke, and this is my YouTube channel. I think today is going to be the long-awaited episode, The Awakening from the Dream, Episode 2. And it's going to be called The Hero of the Dream. Today I'm going to use one of my favorite spiritual teaching books, The Course in Miracles. Course in Miracles is not a religion. The way I like to describe it is it's transformational art. It's very poetic. It's a very useful tool in deprogramming the mind and waking up to higher consciousness, a higher state of reality. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite books. I've read a lot over the years and been a seeker of truth most of my life. I'm 45 years old now. It started when I was like 18 years old with a spiritual experience, followed by a couple near-death experiences, flatlining and coming back a couple times when I was younger, and many books and many trips, and many visions and lots of experiences. So for those of you not familiar with Course in Miracles, Awakening from the Dream, the purpose is more aimed for people who are not going to be, not very many people are going to be Course in Miracles students. It really does take a lot of time and dedication to go through the material. I like to use this channel to share some tidbits of information. So the chapter is called The Hero of the Dream. And for those of you who haven't saw my first video, I would highly recommend watching Awakening from the Dream episode 1. I talk a little bit about how in reality we're not a physical body, we're actually a mind. A mind is not the brain. A way to understand this that helps me is when you lay down to go to sleep at night and you're having a dream, you forget that your physical body is laying in bed, and you could dream that you're in an auditorium with thousands of people, and the dream seems very vivid. You can't even tell the difference between the dream and you don't even know you're asleep often. And just laying in bed, we can generate all these people in our head, including our own self sitting in the auditorium surrounded by thousands of people, but it's all being generated by you. Then you wake up and you realize that you're not in an auditorium, you're by yourself, you're laying in bed. It's kind of like that, but on a much larger scale. One mind is actually generating the entire time-space continuum. Every separated individual, every plant, every animal, every object, everything that can be perceived is all contained within one mind. It's as if one mind is dreaming the entire time-space continuum. That one mind has been referred to as God. But it's kind of like there's big God and then there's little God. Little God is the part of the aspect of God's one mind that is asleep and dreaming everything, dreaming what it's like, dreaming what it would be like to be separate, dreaming every separate thing, the dreaming duality. Dreaming is just a word we use because it comes the closest to describe something that's, from our limited point of view, almost indescribable. So we can only hint around at this. We can only use symbol, myth, metaphor, and teachings, works of art like the Course in Miracles. So in reality, we think we're a person in the world. We think we're a part, but we're actually the whole thing. It's hard to even conceive what that means. to be the whole thing. It's everything in our reality is designed to keep us from knowing that. It's as if we voluntarily went to sleep. And instead of being one mind that's dreaming all this, we're actually an individual in our own mind's dream. So it's kind of like that. Where big G, big God, is the Alpha and Omega. It is all that is. It is a oneness, an eternal void, empty of a separate thing. It is completely whole, without limit. In this state, you have everything because you are everything. There's no up down. There's no individual. There's no subject or object. So in this chapter I'm about to read, the hero of the dream. The hero of the dream is the physical body. The physical body is the vehicle that is used to trick ourselves into believing that we're actually a separated individual. Some of this stuff can really sound far out at first, but it's the more one looks at this from all these different angles, through spirituality, religion, and also through science, the more we actually build a unified case, and we start to slowly actually have an experience of remembering who we really actually are, beyond the body, beyond the five senses. The hero of the dream, I'm going to read. You are the hero of the dream, by the way. Anybody who's watching this, I am the hero of the dream, or we think we're the hero of the dream. And I'll read here as the body is the central figure in the dreaming of the world. There is no dream without it, nor does it exist without the dream in which it acts as if it were a person to be seen and be believed. It takes the central place in every dream, which tells the story of how it was made by other bodies. Born into the world outside the body, lives a little while and dies, to be united in the dust with other bodies dying like itself. Sound familiar? That's our whole trip here. In the brief time allotted it to live, less than 100 years for 99% of the human race, just about, I think, it seeks for other bodies as its friends and enemies. Its safety is its main concern. Its comfort is its guiding rule. It tries to look for pleasure and avoid the things that would be hurtful. Above all, it tries to teach itself its pains and joys are different and can be told apart. Say, I'm a special individual, different. There's 7 billion bodies on the planet. I am a special individual, different from all the other bodies. Yeah. The dreaming of the world takes many forms because the body seeks in many ways to prove it is autonomous and real. It puts things on itself that it has bought with little metal discs or paper strips. The world proclaims as valuable and real. It works to get them doing senseless things, boy do we ever, and tosses them away for senseless things it does not need and not even want. It hires other bodies that they may protect it and collect more senseless things that it can call its own. Make sure. It looks about for special bodies that can share its dream. Sometimes it dreams it is the conqueror of bodies weaker than itself, but in some phases of the dream, it is the slave of bodies that would hurt and torture it. The body's serial adventures from the time of birth to dying are the theme of every dream the world has ever had. The hero of this dream will never change, nor will its purpose. Though the dream itself takes many forms and seems to show a great variety of places and events wherein its hero finds itself, the dream has but one purpose, taught in many ways. This single lesson does it try to teach again and still again and yet once more, that it is cause and not effect, and you are its effect and cannot be its cause. So what that last part means is, so we're trying to escape from being the cause. The cause is that we're one mind and that we've chosen an illusionary reality, a dualistic reality. So as a body, we say, I am not the cause of myself. I was caused by two bodies fucking. So we say, I'm not the mind. I did not create this reality. So this is a way we escape from being one mind, and the body serves as it's like an insane hotel. We're checking out of eternity and we're checking into time and space. So we've escaped from being a mind and denied who we are, and we've chosen a substitute reality. And that's what we're actually waking up from. So the body could be looked at as the two purposes. The first purpose is the purpose to stay asleep and escape from being the cause. And the other purpose is the other choice we can make is to choose the spirit, the true self within us, to awaken from the dream. So the purpose of our life becomes about awakening. It becomes about forgiveness. It becomes about love, because we see that every separate body that we perceive separate from ourselves is actually all one mind. So the purpose of life becomes forgiveness, healing our split mind. Our mind is split between spirit and matter. But yeah. Let me see here. Thus, you are not the dreamer, but the dream. And so you wander idly in and out of places and events that it contrives. That this is all the body does is true, for it is but a figure in a dream. But who reacts to figures in a dream unless he sees them as if they were real? The instant that he sees them as they are, they have no more effects on him, because he understands he gave them their effects by causing them and making them seem real. So we have to respect the power of our mind, to the power of our mind's illusion, because everything that was created, this whole reality is created to fool our mind into believing that it's real. So we have to respect the power of our mind. To say everything is an illusion and not respect it, even though it's an illusion, it has serious illusionary consequences, and we have to respect that. So one has to approach these ideas with a very, I don't know, the word maybe mature attitude, because just to say everything's an illusion and you can just throw everything to the winds and gotta love video edit. So to pick up where I left off, I wanted to touch a little bit more on, so taking all that in about how we're all one mind, and that in reality, every body, every separate body we see is actually the same life, the same one. That puts a whole new perspective on everything, on forgiveness, because ultimately then all forgiveness is self-forgiveness. Because you treat others like yourself. The reason you be kind to others, the reason you don't be harmful and you be kind is not because of morality, or not because the Bible told you so, or moralistic code or duty. You do so out of a sense of realization that everything you do onto another, in reality, you're doing that onto yourself. That is the law. That is the only law there ever was, and that law is not dictated by man, by collar, or by crown. So this is really a game we're playing with ourselves. It's the ultimate game. But there comes a time when enough's enough. Beginnings and endings, the world of illusion no longer satisfies, and that's when we long to awaken from the dream. We seek a spiritual path. We seek something deeper, something more. Here in the dream world, we just keep chasing after one fantasy after another. You get one house, you get a different house. You get one car, then you need another car. It's nothing here lasts. It's all castles made of sand. And there's the part of ourself that's unaware of the truth will fight to defend the lie, will kill to defend the lie. Our world, a large portion of the world that we perceive is asleep at the wheel, so to speak. So I'm going to keep these videos short. This is probably too long already. I kind of want to keep them 15 minutes or under. Volumes have been written about this stuff, and I ask you to take from it what you can, leave the rest. Some of this stuff may not jive with you, and that's okay. If you find yourself interested in these materials, let me know, because I can definitely help you learn about these very things. Like I said, volumes have been written about this stuff. A Course in Miracles is just one method among many. And yeah, there's a lot to be said, and I plan to continue these episodes, an indefinite number of Awakening from the Dream episodes. So I will chat more with you on the next one, and I'll continue taking this stuff apart on the next episodes. Thanks for watching. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.